Again, I'm going to go ahead and read or scan all of you. Analyze, not all of you, but certain individuals. And I'll talk about my abilities, but first I have to read this message. All right, guys. So again, my name is Masati, Exponential Intelligence. This is Sunday, February 14th, 2021. Says a disclaimer, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't diagnose or heal. I can scan your frequency signature and tell you what I see. So please consult your doctor for professional advice if I give you, say, any type of health analysis. If you ask to be scanned today, you're agreeing that we may use your session on any public media to help inspire others. So remember, if you don't want us to use your session, then don't ask to be scanned. Simple as that. Let's just make it easy. And then all contents are protected by copyright. You may not use our content in any way, shape, or form for any purpose without my permission. All right? So the way this works, again, with my abilities, I don't need to know you. I don't need to know your picture. You don't need to even use your real name. It doesn't really matter. There's an underlying frequency, just like an IP address, okay, that you have, that you carry, just like your phone number, right? You can cover it up, like call 1-800-lawyers and all that stuff. But again, there's a number underneath, those letters. So same thing here. You can use your name, but I look at your frequency signature that's encoded in you from the time of birth. And then I tap into that. So I know who you are without you, again, you can use a fake name and all that stuff. It doesn't really matter. So this time, we're going to really focus in on, say, love frequencies, bringing in that purity, okay? And again, guys, a lot of people won't scan all of you, but we'll stay a little extra time for your Valentine's Day present, all right? This is Gid Monahan. I would like a scan of where I'm at on my XI journey, please, Moss. Yes. So Gid, you've seen, holy crap, you've done actually amazing. You've really let go of a lot of patterns, especially with women. It seems like your mom just really did a number on you, buddy. And they really pushed you. Your mom didn't really like your father. And again, these are the reasons why. So again, listen up, guys, all of you. And by the way, as I'm working, say, on Gid, I'll be working on you, especially if you have of similar issues. Okay, so stay in the matrix that I've created for you, and I'll be working on you. Okay, as well, and you can learn a lot, by the way. Okay, so this is the reason why. Say, for example, Gid. His relationships, very, very dry, no love, no connection, really no commitment at all. And it comes from the mother. The mother, from what I'm seeing. And guys, if I read you, please comment back, not for my benefit, I know I'm accurate, but for your benefit, because especially those who are up and coming, in XI, they go, shit, what is that consciousness that this guy is tapping into you can access all that information about people. By the way, there's a integrity process that you have to go through to access the levels that I can. Anyway, coming back to Gid, this is why relationships don't work out and go, some people go, well, shit, if I dress better, or if I dress sexier, or if, I don't know, show my cleavage more and all that stuff, although he's a guy, I'm going to get a relationship. Shit doesn't work out, guys. I'm just saying that because a lot of women do that, unfortunately. And then they get used and abused, and then they wonder why. But coming back to Gid, a lot of you are just, so anyway, I'm trying to work on all of you, so I might sound scattered, but I'm not. I'm just going from here to there, to there, to there, to there. Let's do this. Let's take a deep breath in, guys, and I'll get back to you again. I'll create duplicates for myself, so it's not just me working on you. It's quite a few of me working on you. There we go. Just makes me easier to process or talk to you. Alrighty. I know it sounds strange, but I can duplicate myself. It's better than the Matrix, right? So Gid, for example, his relationships really don't work out. And again, I'll focus the theme on relationships. your relationship really don't work out because you have lack of identity. You don't even know who you are, especially being a strong man, because well, your mom seems like your father did he cheat? Didn't cheat on your mother, but your mother, running a very insecure pattern, thinks very insecure, always thinks that people are against her, or people are going to cheat, or people are going to take advantage of her. So that pattern again, towards your father all the time, say that hatred, I guess you could call it, or that distrust in men, it's affected you because you're a man. Right? So again, nobody ever thinks of stuff like that affect your relationship. So what happens is that, well, your lack of identity and what you've done through XI is really fantastic. It really allows you to say blossom and like, shit, I don't need all that stuff. I know who I am. So now you're finding, especially in the chest area, removing all that, you're finding your true identity. You're really loving yourself. You're really embracing yourself. Because again, if you don't love yourself, how can you expect anybody else to love you? It doesn't freaking work out that way, right? So you're finding that love, that purity, and you don't give a shit about what other people think about you, kid. Just think of all the people, all that are listening in or will listen in. It's like, how many times have you thought of yourself according to somebody else's perspective? They don't even know you, right? So anyway, so really fantastic, and congratulations. And it seems like you haven't been with XI long. Hi Moss, how about deeper love for my husband and I, and new XI girlfriend relationships for my two sons? They need a good experience, and we all need new XI friends, more fun. Yes. So again, for Ann00007, so in the past, and again, I have to go into your log files, Ann, because so your experiences are a little grayed out. So again, a little bit about my abilities. I can access your frequencies, not your emotions and so on like that. But how you operate or how you create this reality. Okay, and that's why XI, exponential intelligence, is so say potent on changing you. It doesn't take years or decades to change. Some people who've gone through, say, 2-3 decades of therapy, 1 or 2 sessions with XI is worth those 2-3 decades. Anyway, back to you, Anne. So back in the past, again, really smothering your sons and so on like that. So and now you're more and more independent, more and more complete. You're becoming more and more feminine, if that makes sense to you. Your body structure might even change. You might even be looking more female, because if you're and this is what happens to a lot of women, and some of you women or men, but I'm just going to use women as an example, and this might have been Anne. You're running a masculine pattern to protect yourself, or you're very insecure like Anne here, or was very insecure like Anne. You're not anymore, and again, that's why you don't have to suffocate your sons. That's why you don't drive your husband as crazy, is because, again, you're more independent of yourself. When you suffocate your kids, and you're a woman, your kids are boys or male, what happens is, again, out of love, okay, you literally suffocate them, and then that frequency, when I say suffocate, that frequency wraps around them, and you might think, well, I'm loving them, I'm protecting them. You're not. You're just messing up or disillusioning them, because they start running feminine frequencies, because that's all their environment have been, right? Feminine frequencies, and then they grow up, and then they attract masculine men. Again, just the opposite, right? Where women have to protect themselves some way. They don't have any strong women around them, especially because their mother wasn't strong. So they'll go, well, my dad, although he was a dickhead or abrasive and all that stuff, is he ran the roost, right? Or a lot of you, unfortunately, the mother ran, and it should be both complementary, by the way. Okay, so neither one should. But anyway, women would attract masculine frequencies to be dominant, to be successful, because it's a man's world to make money. So all those features that we don't even think about our love life affects you. So what happens? You start running masculine frequencies, you're never going to feel like a strong female, passionate female. You're never going to get those orgasms that are, so deep like women should, because they have the propensity, by the way, to do that. If you have the propensity, then it's okay to have deeper connections, deeper orgasms, and all that. I say that because, again, a lot of religious garbage is coming up. Jesus and Mary, by the way, I tapped into them creating this session. They had fantastic spiritual connections. That love that when, and this is the way love, and this is what we're going to be doing on 13 ways to heal your love pain, and then also the deeper love connections that we're going to love programs that we're going to release in March. Again, that's coming out in March, and it's a free talk, by the way. 13 ways to leave your love pain, or 13 ways to leave your love life and then start fresh. What was I going to say? Now I forgot. Oh, so say Jesus frequency and Mary Magdalene, when they get intimate, their identities or their spirits, as you would say, or I would call them their presence, right? Their energy that creates them, their life force, entangle. And as they entangle, they don't mix with each other. That's the key. They don't mix with each other. They entangle. And then, when they're complete, orgasm or not, they'll separate and they'll come back into a pure form of who they are. Okay? And the reason why love and sex decay is simply that when you're needy, you have a hole, let's just say. And as you entangle, especially in sex, what happens is that their frequencies, their spiritual frequencies, mix with yours, and then you come back out. And those who need more basically grab the stronger one. So that one person might feel euphoric, and if you've ever experienced love, and I might be talking about somebody here, Blue 1256, by the way. This is the way you would love. You would, yeah. This is, yeah. And some other people as well. This is the way, or Gid even, by the way. Yeah. So say you have sex, right? And what most people do, it's not just a physical action, although many people think it is. It's not. What happens is that your essence, your frequency that you generate, okay, you mix, and then when you leave, the weaker person might feel euphoric and really connected and love that person even more. Why? You might be good and bad and all that stuff, sure. But the main reason why is that they feel more complete of themselves. But here's the rub. The other person, they might have felt good physically, but then in a very short while, they feel drained. And then over time, it's like, hey, honey, let's have sex. And it's like, no. Right? And that's the key, because they get drained. Unfortunately, a lot of men are like that. Or with men frequencies, what'll happen is that they need that connection, and having sex is that connection that they need. Although they'll get drained later on. So afterwards, it's like, what the fuck did I just do? A lot of men are like that. It's like, they get their climax, and it's like, ah, shit, I got to get out of here. Right? So that's why that happens, because again, you lost that aspect. That exchange happened. So whoever that was, this one's Master Manifester. Can you scan me, Moss, please, and tell me how I'm doing with Total Human Reset, which is the project we're doing today. This month, where you can change your life in 18 days. By the way, the most powerful thing I've done. Oh, thank you so much. So for you, you're really doing fantastic. This time you're really, say, reclaiming yourself, so to speak. In the past, what you were doing, you were analyzing, you were getting rid of stuff, and now you're really ready to go forward. So you're almost into that XI phase. where it's not about, Moss, can you fix me? Can you heal me? Can you do this? It's like you've, as an example, you started to become a more of a seasoned athlete, again, more complete. And it's like, Moss, how much more can there be in life? I want to feel, say, the vibrancy, the essence, taste the juiciness of life. So that's where you are. Again, that's where you want to be. Oh, and back to Anne 007. Didn't finish her. So for you, and yes, so as you define yourself more as a woman, your husband will start to wake up. And as he wakes up, well, the beautiful thing about that, he becomes more masculine himself. Which is really nice. Your sons will start to awaken because they're still younger. They'll look at you and it's like, wow, mom's got it going on. She's actually defined herself really well, which allows them to heal themselves from the feminine frequencies. So they're going to be solid, sensitive men, right? Let's see here. This one is from Joan Tadishi. I went into such a deep, lovely place during the meditation and may have dozed off a bit. That's perfectly fine. Again, if you guys doze off, it's your opportunity, or a higher version of yourself coming in and just say releasing. It's kind of like a program. It's kind of like a computer. You install a new program, you have to shut it down. So again, some of you might have dozed off and all, which is totally fantastic. This still works on you. And again, if you're in that space and you doze off, you're still connected to that space. So again, for you, Joan, that newness or that loneliness, so to speak, that you always have, even with somebody. Have you ever felt lonely when you're trying to be with your intimate, if that makes sense, right? And it's like, shit, why do I feel so lonely? I should be in love, or we just made love and I feel so lonely. The reason why is, again, I explained the sex thing for you, but then more so is that when you come into present moment time, because that's what sex does for you, that's what an intimate relationship does. It magnifies, because anything beneficial for you is a magnifier of the weaknesses that you have. So for you, Joan, that loneliness and all that is, say, leaving you because your self is coming into you. This one, single spirit, single 40 plus years old, feel empty inside, never dated. Yes. So for you, hon, you can never date. Because and the reason why is that there's a masculine identity or frequency around you, and you might think, and this happens. I don't know how you look like and all that, but this happens to the most gorgeous individuals as well. Because some people go, well, I just don't look good, or I'm not attractive, and all that stuff. So whether you're attractive or you feel you're not attractive, to me, you're all beautiful because I see your inner being. But again, most people, no matter what they do, and I talk to a lot of beautiful, people. It's like, Moss, I can't, I feel lonely. I can't get connected. And it's like, well, what the hell is going on? Well, there's usually, certain patterns that you're running. For example, this one, single spirit. There's an identity around you that is a protector of you, so to speak, or basically, not so much a protector, but just it doesn't allow you to be free. So it could be a father figure. It doesn't feel like a father figure, though. So that anyway, let's remove that for you. So what that looks like, okay? And this is why, again, another reason why some of you, no matter what you do, no matter how gorgeous you look, intelligent, and you do all the right things, it's like, why am I lonely? Well, here's a lot of the reasons why. This is one reason why, okay, is that when I say there's another masculine frequency around you, okay, is so you feel like you're taken, and that's the distorting part. So when somebody looks at you, they might be attracted to you, but it's like there's somebody taking you, right? And you're not available. So that's the reason why. And then as you get, say, connected, say you start dating with somebody, and then what happens is that over time, since there's another masculine frequency around you, it's kind of like you have a masculine scent, and you can tell. Say like your partner cheats on you. There's an essence or a scent that they have, and it's not a physical essence. Although sometimes they come home with somebody else's perfume or cologne or whatever. But outside of that, there's a scent that you say experience, or just a knowing that something's incongruent, right? Anyway, so for this person, although she might not say cheat or ever cheat because she doesn't have that propensity, for that person, say dating this type of pattern, what will happen is that they get connected, they get more intimate, longer, deeper into the relationship, and then that person that they're dating will have doubts. Because it's like, I wonder if she loves me. I wonder if she really has feelings for me. Because what they're experiencing is another frequency attached onto her. And then they see that, and she's projecting that out. And then it's like, oh, she's cheating on me. Or, it's like, I have to go to the store. And then this is where, those thoughts of infidelity and all that stuff comes up. Although you'd never be the person, say, to ever cheat on somebody. How many people have experienced that? Right? This is the reason why. You go, Moss, I don't know why. I'd never be that person, but why do people think that I would cheat on them? Well, there's another frequency around you. Okay, or this happens to men a lot. The woman, your mother, doesn't want to let you go. Your mother doesn't want to let you go. So again, very jealous, right? Because if you find somebody to marry, well, obviously you're not going to be there to help your mom as she ages. So what does she do? She literally wraps around you, right? And then pulls you in. And again, another frequency, a jealous type frequency. So this is Robert Gentile. Robert, so for you, I think you're a caretaker from what I'm seeing, or you're a caretaker. So with that type of pattern in a love sequence, what would happen is that you would find somebody to take care of, unfortunately. So it doesn't turn into a husband and wife relationship. And by the way, as I analyze you guys, I'm just helping you, say, release or undo that pattern. Okay. So, it doesn't turn into a husband-wife relationship. So the sex phase and so on like that, because you're a caretaker. How can it be vibrant if you're taking care of somebody? And I'm not saying you don't take care of your spouse if they need help, but not in that way. Okay? So releasing that for you. By the way, and maybe this is where you've been taking care of your mom, and that mom essence is like entangled you, and maybe that's what I was talking about. So. This is Martina. I've been working with you for a long time. I really feel safer than ever. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. Am I ready for the next level of a relationship? Yes, you are. Maybe that's why you're asking. So let's just push you into that space. So when relationships come in, as you've cleaned out your old identities and your old patterns and so on like that, and we'll go 7 more minutes, guys. And I'll try to get as many as I can. For Valentine's Day. So as relations come in, all of you, so what'll happen is that you'll probably connect with a relationship that might not be the best for you. And you go, well, shit, what gives, I thought that was it. Well, yeah, it is. But, I'm not a magician or anything like that, guys. I'm just not. So you would have to go through the trajectory of understanding what a good relationship is and not. So at first you'll probably attract people of the past. But the key is that you'll see it's like, oh shit, this person reminds me of my ex. Well, fuck, if it reminds you of your ex, it probably isn't your ex. It's not there to go back and resolve issues with your ex, or it's not there for you to go back to your exes, because as you clean up, by the way, a lot of your exes will call you up, even in this session here. It's not for you to go back and resolve and reclaim and all that stuff. It's for you to go look at that stuff and it's like, shit, I don't want that relationship again. So again, the first few relationships for you, Martina, is going to be a learning experience. You go, well, I don't want that, and they'll push you, and they'll try to help you lose yourself because you've done that in the past, right? So when that happens, you start to go, well, what is it in me that allows that to happen? And then you reclaim yourself, and then you don't let that happen. And that's where what the things that you've done worked with me and XI, that's where the it starts kicking into you, and it's really it's like that. So that's called confirmation of deletion, or so. Because again, I can give you the probabilities and new possibilities of, say, arranging your love life, but you have to go through it and say yes or no to those new possibilities. Okay, I can't force them on you. This one is Patricia. Hey Moss, can you scan my partner and I for Valentine's Day? Sure, lots of upgrades with XI, thank you. Yeah, for the first time, Patricia, you're actually seeing each other. Even if your partner doesn't do XI, you've claimed yourself, you've claimed your identity, you've pushed away from, I guess, the destruction of your mom, I guess you could call it. Your mom just barrages you. Yeah. Anyway, so you've claimed that's a story a long time ago. So let's just remove all the garbage that's remaining. Your partner changes, even if he does or doesn't do XI. So your partner's changing, which is really fantastic. And actually, you're seeing your partner through a very different lens, the beauty that he is, and he's actually starting to see that, although he's clouded with some of his lenses, and that'll move away. So you're starting to see your identities for who you really are, the beauty of who you are. And that's the key. You know, when two people look at each other, especially if they get married, they keep looking at each other, but they're not noticing who the real selves are. They're noticing all the family baggage, the bullshit, and all the pain and hurt and all the things that that person have experienced. So what you're doing is you're seeing that person through your experiences. Okay? And then what happens is that you're seeing that person through their experiences that they've built up. So that's a lot of layers of garbage that you have to remove to see that person for who they are, right? A lot of people thanking Total Human Reset, so that's fantastic. This is Amina. So for you, hun, I think you've always held back. You've always scared. You never feel like you're good enough. So if you never feel like you're good enough in relationships, well, what happens? That person will start to think that, hey, she's not good enough for me. And no matter how beautiful you are and all that, you could be, like a trophy person, a trophy spouse. But if you're running that pattern, it's like, I'm not good enough. That person, especially over time, will pick up that frequency, and they'll treat you like you're not good enough. And then this is where cheating happens again. It's like, well, shit, they give me it's like I gave them all that I could and more, and then they go out and cheat on me. Well, if you don't think that you're good enough, and the reason why you're giving everything to them is because if you don't feel good enough, again, here, take this, you're going to run out of things to give, which isn't that efficient, and then you look empty and depleted, and they look at you and you look empty and depleted, and it's like, shit, they got to move on, right? So you never want to do that, and that's what I was doing for you, hon, is really putting you into your space. Again, you've done really fantastic. So go out and adventure, trust yourself, and that's how you feel you'll be good enough. Get into situations and experiences that are new to you, and as you do become, say, yourself, you'll get really, really confident, and then you'll feel that you're really good enough. You've always been good enough, okay? And then also the other pattern that you run, the reason why you're not good enough is because you attract people, and I help you remove that. You attract people that, say, derail you or undermine you, and then as they undermine you, well, what happens is that you're the strong person. They're not, but again, you attract weak people that undermine you, and then they latch or anchor onto you, and they feel stronger to you, but in fact, you've always been the strong one, okay? You've just got too much burdens on yourself. Happy Valentine's Day, thank you. There's so many people here, guys. This one, can you help me? Depression. What is it? Oh, Hamas, can you please scan me and my partner on love relationship? His overbearing mom he is taking care of has caused him depression and caused stains in our love relationship. Yes. Yeah. So again, those again, obviously you have say awakened, if that makes sense, and now you're actually say analyzing from an outside perspective on what's happening, right? And I can tell that obviously. I don't have to be intuitive. By the way you understand patterns, it's like, oh, I see his mom in him. That makes sense. Many of you who see your spouses, again, those are the filters that people see each other through. Now you're actually seeing, you're awakening to the fact that his mom, again, overbearing, and I totally agree with you. So he always sees you through what his mom would see you as. And it's starting to really disturb you, which is the best thing that could ever happen, because as it disturbs you, you're not going to take that on. You're not going to accommodate his patterns, because that's the pattern that you ran, right? An accommodating pattern is like whatever they see in you, true or not, you morph into, because that's what you do. So now what you're doing is like, fuck, I'm not like that. So you're giving all that stuff back to him, okay? And then what happens is that since he can't support his patterns, his patterns have to fall apart, okay? And that's what's happening for him. So you get stronger, it forces him to get stronger, and if he doesn't, well, you have to disconnect, because the two can't merge together. And as you disconnect, or as he falls apart, again, the overbearing mom tendencies and all that, and again, very feminine, or you would have had to play the masculine version in this relationship, for example, because again of a feminine frequency coming into him. So over time, in a very short period of time, especially if he starts doing XI, he'll start to peel away all those patterns. So he'll start to feel, and you'll see it, a very insecure female. And I know that's not attractive, and it's not attractive, but if you stay your complete self, he'll start to say render. So he'll feel like a little boy, basically, from what I'm seeing. I'm just working on him, by the way. You'll see that little boy. That little boy will soon grow into a stronger version of himself, a strong man, and that's where you'll have, say, a good, strong guy next to you, right? And that completeness, where you don't have to take care of him. You don't have to nurture him. You don't have to mother him, because, again, he's a strong male, although it will be a nurturing relationship in that respect. So much love to you all. Guys, happy Valentine's Day. Some of you who are new, it might not be the most fantastic Valentine's Day or the happiest day for you. I'm just going to give you a heads up, okay? Just because what we do here is so potent that you're going to start releasing, you're going to start seeing, just like the last person I read, you're going to start seeing so much incongruencies that have held you back. So although it might not be, say, the happiest Valentine's Day, it's going to be the best Valentine's Day, because I gave you the gift of you, okay? Which means that if I help you understand who you are, and then all the shit that you're going to see that's not you, don't take it back into yourself. Have some credit to yourself, right? Really love yourself, and then remove all that stuff. So when you see all that garbage coming up, don't go, yeah, I went to this tracking your soulmate talk on YouTube, and now I feel like shit. Some of you will enjoy that space, okay? Because again, what you're experiencing, or what you might experience, okay? And that's, again, for a lot of new people, what you will experience is all the garbage you've removed out. So you've actually saved yourself, although you might not feel good. So it's your choice to remove all that stuff that's not there for you, that shouldn't be there for you. So again, it's the most glorious Valentine's Day that you've had, although it might be work for some of you. Those people who are, again, clean through what you've done with exponential intelligence, you're going to feel that euphoric feeling. You're going to feel that euphoric, expansive feeling. Your relationships, again, there's many of you who've gone through, the love relationships, and in the future we'll do couple sessions and so on like that. But you're going to feel that love and that deep connection that you have. Again, it depends on where you are, okay, or how you clean up. So again, just notice what you notice. Just observe what you're noticing, whichever way. And then if you like it, then hold on to it. If you don't like it, say, hey, I don't like that shit. Okay, simple as that. I can't do that part for you. Okay. Next week, I believe it's going to be on plant medicines. So take a look at that. Not sure, but again, hopefully that'll be on plant medicines. Also, Mass on Sundays will start at say 10:30 on the 30 mark, 10:30 Central Time. So again, on the 30 mark instead of the 15 mark on your clock, it just gives us a little more time between sessions to get prepared and so on. So as we end, as always, notice what you notice, and then notice all the details of what you notice. Peace. By the way, take a look at the 13 ways to heal your love pain coming up. That should be up on the website masajati.com. Again, subscribe to the channel, and we'll give you more and more free content that's worth listening to. All right, peace.